Yo, what's up, family? This your man, the True Elohim, coming back at y'all once again with another video, breaking down the significance of motivation, supporting melanated business, and of course the everyday struggles of this thing we call life. And family, on this video, I want to talk about how the American so-called education system is a big matrix joke and how it plays as an advocate in pushing the satanic new world order that they're trying to push. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people say, it's always bothered me when people say go to college and get a degree, get that little stupid piece of paper with a rubber band around it, and be somebody and be something, as if you're not already something. But my question to them is, does a college degree or a high school diploma really determine how your life is going to turn out? Is it really important to even have those things? Are those things even natural? Are they really that important to have as, a lot of people are programmed and conditioned to believe that it is? Because when you look around, you know how many people there are that have so many types of different degrees, and they kept good grades all through school, elementary, middle to high and college, and they got all kind of degrees and still can't even find a good paying job. They still can't even come across a good paying job that's gonna, pay them enough to take care of all the bills they have and all the obligations they have and the debt they have to pay from the student loans, and all the books and everything that's designed to keep them in debt as far as this so-called education system goes. And the reason I say the education system is a big matrix joke is because, first of all, it's built on artificial intelligence. Second of all, some of the things in that we're taught about in history, as far as history goes, it's not, some of it didn't even happen. It's not factual. And some of the people that we're taught about never existed. When you do your research and a lot of these events never happened. A lot of these so-called good people that we're taught about, really weren't really good. And plus it only tells it only gives half information, and the reason I say that is because, let's take us for example, melanated people. Why don't they ever tell us about who we were as melanated people before slavery? Why don't they ever tell us about who we were and still are, which is kings and queens, gods and goddesses, the original man, woman, and child? Why do they only tell us that at one point we were slaves, and if we chose not to obey our Caucasoid slave masters or so-called masters, then we were whipped or beaten or lynched to death, or we were lynched. Our grave sites were set on fire. That's the only thing. All they want us to know is that we were slaves at one point, and they tell us that we were brought to this country when in fact we were already here. Hence, they were called the Native Americans. Instead they tell us Abraham Lincoln discovered America. And, we were brought from other places we were brought from other places to America when in fact we were already here. But this land was just stolen from us. And the facts were twisted, and they built this flawed so-called education system to work against us and program and condition us to believe that we were just brought here, and we really don't belong here. And, another thing is, they teach us about things like the Declaration of Independence and how America so-called got its so-called independence. But why don't they teach us things like how the Declaration of Independence was signed by Freemasons and Shriners? They don't tell us about things like that. because these are not things that they want us to know about. They give us all this meaningless education and information, and keep us boxed to keep us psychologically boxed. And they tell us, if you don't have the highest GPA, if you don't have the highest IQ, then you're less than smart or you're less than intelligent. But when you really look at all the things that we're taught and all the information that we're given in this system of so-called education, none of it really has any value or any effect on, or it has no determination on how we're gonna live our lives once we're out in the world, once we're through with school. you know and they tell GPAs and IQ. What is a GPA? What is an IQ? You see, all of that stuff is man-made. All that stuff is made by the hands of the devil. It's the devil's concept. It's a false concept that's not real. It's not natural. And the only reason that it exists, the only reason that it was orchestrated, was to keep us trapped in this matrix and psychologically box us to think that, if we have the highest GPA, if we keep the best grades in school, then we're gonna turn out the best. If you strive to get that worthless piece of paper with a rubber band tied around it and a cap and gown, then automatically you're on a higher level of intelligence, or you're important, when really you've accomplished nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say it now, and it also plays an advocate in pushing the satanic new world order, because now I remember I was in high school, and now they're even teaching that transgenderism and homosexuality is okay and abortion is okay. That's similar to the whole propaganda that's going on right now. They want us to kill our babies, and they want depopulation. They don't want us having any more babies. So that's why they're pushing this homosexuality thing. That's why they're pushing abortion and all this nonsense. But when you talk to people, for people like me, it's hard, because when you go to talk to people about these things, they will look at you like you're crazy or something is wrong with you. Because they're already boxed. They don't see the game that's being played on them psychologically. It's all a game just being played on us to keep us distracted and blocked away from that ulterior knowledge of true meaning and existence, the true meaning of our existence, why we're really here. Instead, all they give us is a bunch of artificial intelligence, teaching us about computers and marketing and money, banking and all this stuff, all that stuff shouldn't even exist. They don't give us anything that's really gonna have a major effect on how we live, and how we're gonna, how to make it up to the higher realms of existence. This is all just a joke. Good grades and diplomas and college degrees and cap and gowns, that stuff is not important. It's all just a trap, just to keep people, first of all, to keep you in debt and to keep you distracted from knowing the true reason of why you're here and why you exist. And yeah, this is it's just a little brief message that I want to get out to the people. And one more thing I wanted to say. They tell us about, we're taught about all these things, like as far as math is concerned, how to get the circumference of a circle in X times Y, but when are we ever really gonna need that stuff? You see, what job requires us to know that stuff? I mean, aside from if you want to be a mathematician or a teacher, possibly a construction worker. But Oh yeah, and another point is that, you know, how could I forget this? Like Spanish and everything. This is one reason why I never cared about school much, because you know they tell us that we absolutely have to learn Spanish if we live in America. But I feel like, why do we need to learn Spanish? Why should I be made to learn somebody else's language when I'm indigenous to this land? Really think about it. They tell you that you have to get up and go to school and learn that Spanish and learn the Spanish language when they're the ones who move to your country. They come to your country and make it hard for you to get jobs if you don't speak Spanish in your own country. If you don't speak someone else's language in your own country. It shouldn't be that way. You see what I'm saying? This is all designed to work against us and for them. It's designed to work against us and work in their favor. You know, by telling us, they make us learn their way. Even this language I'm speaking right now, English, this is not our language. You know what I'm saying? They came over here and forced us to learn their ways, learn their language, learn their false history. You know, when none of this is really real. We had our own language before they came here and forced us to learn English, which is theirs. Before they forced us to learn Spanish, you know, I shouldn't have to know how to speak Spanish in my own country to get a job in my own country. You know, it's a joke. And yeah, this is just a short message I want to get out to the people. Um, Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the things I'm saying in the comments. Peace.